Analyzing Argentina's economic catastrophe through a Friedmanesque lens. Milton Friedman, a prominent advocate of free market capitalism and individual liberty, provides a distinct perspective through which to examine Argentina's economic crisis. While the claims of deliberate destruction and imperialist intentions should be scrutinized critically, we can apply Friedman's principles to explore how misguided policies may have contributed to Argentina's economic downfall. The role of government intervention. Milton Friedman famously argued for limited government intervention in the economy, advocating for free market policies that allow individuals and businesses to make their own decisions. In the case of Argentina, it is important to assess to what extent government intervention in economic affairs may have led to adverse consequences. Example 1: Government subsidies and price controls. Argentina has a history of implementing price controls and subsidies on essential goods, such as food and energy. While these policies may be well-intentioned, they often distort market signals and lead to inefficiencies. Friedman would argue that such interventions can result in resource misallocation and economic imbalances. 2. Monetary policy and inflation. Friedman's monetarist views emphasize the importance of stable monetary policy and control over inflation. Argentina has grappled with high inflation rates, which have eroded the purchasing power of its currency. Examining the nation's monetary policies can shed light on how mismanagement may have contributed to its economic catastrophe. Example 2: Monetary expansion. Argentina has frequently engaged in monetary expansion, effectively printing more money to finance government spending. This has fueled inflationary pressures and contributed to a loss of confidence in the currency. Friedman would argue that such policies disregard the importance of monetary stability and the detrimental effects of inflation on economic growth. 3. The role of corruption. Milton Friedman stressed the importance of a transparent and accountable government. Corruption within the political and economic elites can undermine trust in institutions and hinder economic development. Example 3: Corruption scandals. Argentina has faced numerous corruption scandals involving high-ranking officials and business leaders. These scandals have damaged the nation's reputation and hindered its ability to attract foreign investment. Friedman would contend that corruption impedes economic progress by creating an environment of uncertainty and distrust. 4. External borrowing and economic vulnerability. Friedman was critical of excessive government borrowing, particularly from foreign sources. Assessing Argentina's borrowing practices can help us understand how external debt may have contributed to its economic vulnerability. Example 4: Debt accumulation. Argentina has a history of accumulating significant external debt. While borrowing can be a useful tool for financing development, over-reliance on foreign loans can create economic vulnerability, especially when the terms of borrowing are unfavorable. Friedman's perspective would underscore the importance of responsible borrowing and fiscal discipline. International relations and economic cooperation. Friedman emphasized the value of international trade and cooperation. Assessing Argentina's international economic relationships can provide insights into how the nation's policies may have affected its economic standing. Example 5: Trade policies. Argentina has at times implemented protectionist trade policies, including high tariffs and trade restrictions. While such measures may seek to protect domestic industries, they can hinder economic growth by limiting access to global markets. Friedman's stance on free trade underscores the potential benefits of open and competitive markets. In conclusion, applying a Friedmanesque perspective to Argentina's economic catastrophe allows us to focus on factors such as government intervention, monetary policy, corruption, external borrowing, and international relations. While the claims of deliberate destruction and imperialist intentions should be scrutinized critically, this analysis highlights how misguided policies and departures from free market principles may have contributed to the nation's economic challenges. Understanding these dynamics can provide valuable insights into the path to economic recovery and sustainable growth for Argentina.